Hello. Oh Lord. Alright, I think I'm live. If I'm live, somebody let me know. I'm gonna go check my stuff out. Yes, I am live, so go to my thingy, Sickness Pharaoh, and please go hit watch. I'll get started shortly with what I want to talk about. As you know, there's been hasn't been the best times right now. I was waiting for these painkillers to kick in. All right, sorry. Cam. Hello, Cam. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put it in the box. And you'll be able to watch this later if you can't watch it now live. Let's see, what else was I gonna do? Okay, I guess that's about it. We're all set up. So first I'll touch on what's going on with me. But first off, Top Mount Apparel, awesome shirts and apparel, all my sponsors. Go to topmountapparel.com, check them out on IG. Let's see, and then my boy Constantine, his restaurant. One second here. In Richmond Park. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure Freedom over there is good to go too. She's had a rough one. But yeah, Richmond Park, Athens, Gyros. Check it out, good food. So yeah, and he's one of my students as well. So, all right, first off, what's going on with me? So my students, everybody kind of knows, for the most part, I tore my meniscus probably about a year and a half ago. Don't know how, just training. I've had so many like injuries, like with LCLs, ACLs, MCLs, but it wasn't severe where, well, obviously it wasn't like this, but it wasn't severe where I was able to miss training for like weeks. Like it was maybe days, maybe a few days. And I was younger, so what I would do, I would just wrap my knees with like 4 different wraps. Trying to set this up better here. Ugh. Yeah, so like 3-4 different wraps, just so I couldn't even feel my toes. But at the same time, that's how much I needed to train, and how much I love training in jiu-jitsu. And again, that goes with PTSD and why we do it. And the sport's addicting, obviously. So yeah, so I've, you know, we've all had injuries. People, you know, it's just when to know if it's serious, when to know if it's not serious. I hate the doctor. I'm stubborn. Most of athletes are stubborn. You know, it's just at the same time, what I'm learning, we got to be a little smarter, especially when it comes to knees. Because I knew about this. You know, it was one of those things where my student, Chad, had, I think, both his meniscus taken out, and he told me exactly what was going to happen. So I've had some questions of like, man, how do you know that you have a tear? How do you know if it's bad? How do you know if it's blah, blah, blah? I mean, you never know because everybody's different. And how much pain tolerance you have. And, you know, like I said, the doctors that I've seen, a few of them, God forbid, for the past, 3 days straight of constant ERs and ortho and nurses here and nurses there. A lot of them don't understand a lot of, you know, parts like that, other than all the ortho people did. But I should make a YouTube video on how try to change the healthcare and get these doctors more aware of everything, like probiotics, just all natural medicine too. Like, man, it's like stuck on. You know, we need reforms. We need all of that stuff. You know, because an injury could really take somebody to some dark places that, you know, I don't work in an office. I don't stay home and eat Cheetos all day, which is pretty cool. I'm an athlete. I gotta move. I have to move. My job is teaching. So, and it's always been a risk since I started teaching. You know, when I worked at my other jobs, I could always get paid disability if I got injured. You know, if I had to miss like 2 days or 3 days or something like that. But at that time, I worked through every single injury I had. Other than I had a blood clot before from a torn calf. I know I've said that in a few of the videos. Now, that was a long time ago. It was about 2000 and... yes, well, thank you, Melinda. Your daughter has been a lifesaver. I mean, I can't even describe. You know, I felt bad. I'm like, let me just go on my own. I'll do it by my own. I don't want you coming with, you know. You know, because I don't like asking for help a lot. I don't like burdening people, and that's what I feel like. But yeah, Marissa's been an absolute lifesaver in this and freedom. So thank you for letting her, you know, take care of me for as much as I could, because I don't know how I would have been in and out of all those appointments. I wouldn't have, to be honest with you. But thanks. Yeah. So it's just been rough. So since I started, well, let me get to the blood clot. So the blood clot, I tore my calf. This was in 2010, early 2010. It was after an MMA fight too, but I was drinking. I wasn't taking training seriously because it was a week after my fight, but I still showed up to practice. I didn't want to be that person that only trained when he fought. I don't believe in that, because your teammates need you. And it's like, you know, it's just like, so if you have a tournament coming up, you just train hard for that tournament. No, you should be training hard no matter what, because you got to get ready for that tournament. To me, that's common sense. That could be for another video, but so that blood clot now, that was bad, because I was a purple belt. Yes, I was a purple belt. Different times. So it was very different times when I was injured with that. And having a blood clot, having a torn calf was nothing compared to this, which blood clots are, obviously they're terrifying, but it didn't hurt. I got lucky that they just found a little one just because of the calf. Nothing, it wasn't horrible. Like I said, I just had to be on blood thinners for 3 months. However, I couldn't train hard because if I got kneed in the head, I could have had a stroke, I believe. Yeah, because the blood thinners and all of that. So, so I missed I missed a week, if you think about it. I missed about a week because I was in the hospital for 5 days. That sucked, which was overkill at the time. But now they take care of blood clots a lot better than they did back in the day. So, sorry, I'm really tired, and medicine finally kicked in a little bit. So that was a bad injury. Because I had to miss time. I was able to train. I did technique. I was actually I was happy because I was out of work when I worked at the cable company, and I was able to train all the time. Like I was at Christian's probably every day, just doing technique, and then I started to roll a little bit. And I remember a few times Professor Christian seeing me rolling like an idiot, and he made me stop and took me off the mats and said, "All right, you're done," which is good. Again, because if I was going too hard, if I got even just kicked in the head. However, I was still able to do technique. I was still able to do jitsu. You know what I mean? I remember getting out of the ER and I went straight to the gym, and I lifted. And then it took me, it was about a few more days till I was able to do something, just because the calf was kind of jacked up, but at the same time, it's a calf. It wasn't killing me. I wasn't locked up. I was in pain, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do jujitsu, and I was able to train. So the thing with this injury, like I said, I did about 2 years ago. I felt it, and then I want to say in probably August of 2020, the best year ever, 2020. This was after the pandemic, when we just basically opened. We opened. It was like 2 months. We opened in June, and we weren't supposed to. I think we're supposed to be open fully now in Chicago. Yeah, as of yesterday. So our gyms are fully open now. It's ridiculous. But yes. So anyway, there was pain, but it's just like big deal. I could deal with this pain. It sucked at first because I couldn't even do like the De La Riva hook when I put the hook in. So I was like, okay, this is a pretty bad sprain, and a sprain is considered like a tear. Okay, so I'm like, maybe LCL, whatever. And I'll tell you the exact positions that it happened in for sure. It was single leg X defense, because anytime you plant your foot and then you rotate your knee, that's exactly how you're gonna tear your meniscus. And I didn't feel it rolling. There was no pop. Honestly, I didn't feel it when I re-injured it pretty bad. That was in, like I said, August. So after I injured it in August, that's when I was out for about a week, and I was kind of worried again because I couldn't put the De La Riva hook, and I'm like, son of a bitch. But again, it's just possible sprain, strain, all that stuff. Also, just replying. So I remember when I did it, blah, blah, blah. So again, of course, I just picked up rolling, and training during that process. Then, probably 3 months down the line. Now, at that point, I already competed. I competed 3 times on it last year. Yeah, and it was on my mind, but at the same time, I was limited in stuff I wanted to do, but the adrenaline did help. But this knee, honestly, has been on my mind for the past year. Every roll, I had to be worried, like, oh, I can't do knee on belly there, or I can't kneel down in that position. I did away with any baseball slides at any part with my left knee. It has changed my game a lot, and it's sucked. It's because I feel like I haven't had 2 legs or knees in over freaking 2 years, but especially 1 year, almost a year, where it's just been every roll. And at the time of 2020, I didn't have a ton of people to train with. Like, I didn't have high level purple, brown, black belts, other than a few, but it wasn't weekly, so I'd compete against black belts, and everything's so much faster, obviously, when you compete, and my time, it was tough, and I lost 3 matches. The way I lost, it was 0-0 basically. All the 3, yeah. Before I got second place, and then I got a stupid 3rd place by default, because I lost right away. 0-0, got stuck in a guard, and I remember picking him up, and I'm like, shit, I can't go that way because of my knee. But again, everybody's injured. Like, I don't know. It's tough to say how hard to go and not how hard to go, and how much training could you take off. Me, I can't take off a lot of training, and that's what I'm gonna get into. I'm not, so with that being said, that's why I continue to just push and push. I've had this knee wrapped with 3 wraps every single day, KT tape every time before I rolled. I have my machine. I have an ultrasound machine that I use every day. CBD. I've been putting Cannabody on it every single damn day. So it's like there's a lot that I did to try to take care of this knee. So in November 2020 is when it started to. This is my knee now. This is as far as it bends, and I can't unlock it. So this is what it would do. It'd lock, but then it would like pop, but then it would just straighten. Like, it would just be a quick bam. And I'm like, shit, you hear like you feel like a part of, I know it's the meniscus, but now I do more, but I felt like the meniscus move and then move back in. Just like, okay, damn, that hurt. Okay, it's gonna suck to roll for another week, but just go through it. Now, once they opened up the competition season, obviously because of COVID, I just was like, click, sign up, click, sign up, click, sign up. So I competed twice this year on a bad tear. So when I got the MRI back, which is very important, if we're having knee issues, especially if it's just lingering, you need an MRI. I think it's something smart, so we know what we're working with. If I did it before, I wouldn't be in this situation. Like, if I had longer. Now, people think, like, I don't know where you all live, but again, I'm in Illinois, and that's like the worst place to live in, because of money-wise, taxes, all that stuff. I mean, not like Cali, but there's a place that I got an MRI on for $300. That's it. It's cheap. It was with no contrast, obviously, but it's an MRI. You're seeing inside. It's not an X-ray. That's what they do at the ERs. They're just gonna give you your X-rays. My bones were intact, you know, well, luckily. So after I got that, I was like, okay, well, it's a small tear. It scares me because it's a meniscus, and I know the medial meniscus it gets no blood flow, so it doesn't really, it's not gonna, it might heal on its own. Again, if I was an office guy sitting and eating, this time spicy hot Cheetos instead of regular Cheetos, then my knee would probably heal, like if I was going to physical therapy a few times a week, blah, blah, blah. So in my case, I just kept pushing, I kept pushing, I kept pushing, I kept pushing. Thanks, Dare. My bones are intact. That's number one. And I'll get to the positive. Again, this isn't going to be horribly depressing. It's going to be positive. So it's been a damn roller coaster since it. But so I got so $300 for the MRI. But anyway, MRI. So MRI. So I kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and it got to the point where I was just rehabbing roll. I was rolling a lot with like Marissa, Zhushka, Joanna, Giovanna. Like I was going with a lot of girls. I was going with people my own weight. And Christians have been a great help too. Austin, Bello. These are the guys I've kind of been like focusing where my roles have been, just because I had to just roll to lose weight for these competitions. But at the same time, like I walked in, I don't know how I did good in these competitions because I felt like I just never pushed it enough. Say hi. Sorry, she moaned. She's the MVP too. She's the MVP. So it's so after that, it started locking in place almost every roll. Like lock, bam, and it just popped back in. I remember Austin was like, "What the hell was that?" Because he saw my leg like basically lock back into place because I told him. I was like, "Oh, give me a minute, it'll pop back in." And it did. And it just, again, then it just hurt for like 2 days after that, pretty bad. But nothing like this, but it was pretty bad. So, again, I just kept pushing and pushing it. But one of my students, Dan, told me about how his chiropractor, they started doing PRP, which is that plasma treatment. And that stuff is awesome. It completely helped my leg, my knee. Yeah, it completely helped my knee. Like it didn't pop. After the first shot, it just did not pop back. And after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna compete. Screw it. I'm gonna get these 3 PRP shots. I'm gonna rest about 3 to 4 days and just roll with like, 120-pound people. So I was doing that, and after my 3rd injection, it wasn't popping out. I felt the meniscus, but it wasn't like crazy, but I felt it. It wasn't popping out. I was like, holy shit, this stuff is working, blah, blah, blah. So I was able to push it a little harder in training. I had a little more confidence and like, okay, I'm gonna try some moves and stuff. That was better. So I had 2 competitions. One was last week, and then one was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks prior to that. And it felt good, but after I just felt, I felt it. I felt like it's still there. Like I felt something is still there. I'm like, what the hell? But again, I'm gonna train. I'm gonna compete injured. Can't make excuses. I didn't lose matches because of my leg. or my knee, it doesn't matter. You just, you go with it. And, you know, injuries happen, but I just do stuff on the more extreme side. So just because that happens doesn't mean, you know, like there's no reason to be scared for your life. You know, just because you're gonna see people will get injured, and you know, so but I don't know. I want people to be aware of injuries, but I don't want you guys to be scared at the same time. But that's gonna happen. You'll be doing this for 15 years. Man, you know, people wrestled for all those years. You're gonna get, your body gets beat up. That's why it's important to take care of your body, which it's another video I should do. Like, just for all the supplements, just the ice baths, the pain relief, just all that stuff. You know, it's important. It all feeds into, you know, how fast you recover. So I had, so whatever, I'll kind of get to that. So we all been there, whatever, meniscus, I wrapped it up, blah, blah, blah. First doctor read my results. He wasn't an ortho, but he said, it's a small tear. That's best case scenario, actually. He's like, you really don't have too much to worry about. Just work out and straightening, you know, strengthening those muscles around the meniscus, and, you know, it'll heal, blah, blah, blah. And that was in November where they read it. So that, the crappy thing about that was if I knew I had a big tear at that point, I wouldn't have competed, and I probably would have got the surgery, because all they had to do is trim down the meniscus, take out the torn part, just take it out, you know, not repair it, because that's just gonna re-tear it. They're gonna remove it, you know. I would have had about probably 40% of my meniscus still, or even I think 60% if I actually like went to an ortho. But again, you deal with if you have to. This was all out of pocket stuff, okay? Because this wasn't through the VA. The VA. Oh God, I know we're live, so I could talk about the VA too, but just the crap that just trying to get any bit of help there, because there's so many processes you have to go through. It's a ton of stuff, and honestly, Marissa got to see how veterans kind of got treated there yesterday. And again, I'm just not bashing, because I'm just saying the system is just destroyed. The system is messed up. They don't have enough people to help us. They don't. They just don't. I don't know how you fix it. You know, I mean, I know how I would fix it, but so it was very disappointing. So I've been back and forth with ER visits. They wanted to give me kind of like an emergency surgery because it's really jacked up, and just because the amount of pain I'm in. And after my second MRI, that's when the ortho was like, man, the first disc in November, he's like, you had a huge tear. If you came here, I would have said you need surgery. And now it's completely, my meniscus is flipped on my kneecap. So it's like cartilage, everything's stuck. And that pain feeling, the lock, and then when it popped back into place, that was what happened. But now on Wednesday, it did not pop back in, and that's where I'm at. It is excruciating. Because I'm like, am I just being a wuss? It's worse than pain, ACL tear pain. So that's why I was like, these guys got to get me in. You know, I had risks of blood clots because I had a blood clot before. So, you know, it's been 3 days of trying to get my ass in. So Monday, they're like, you know what, let's get you in Monday. because my grandma's funeral is Monday and Tuesday, which is already, you know, absolutely horrific to think about. And now I'm going to be miserable, drugged up, and in pain at my own grandma's funeral. So they scheduled me surgery for Monday. The guy's like, we're going to do it at 6 a.m. I'm moving all of them up so you could go to the funeral still at night. You're probably not going to be aware and too hot, but you at least get to go, and your knee's you're gonna be able to be out of pain. Like, you'll have pain, but not like this pain where I want to throw up pain constantly. I've slept 4 hours in the past 3 damn days. It hurts. It hurts so bad. I was popping ibuprofens like crazy, absolutely nothing. So after the last ER visit at Loyola, after they talked to their ortho, they decided, okay, you need some strong drugs, and I'm like, I don't want too many strong drugs, but I did. We met in the middle of what kind of drug that I wanted to be on, and that's the only thing that is helping a little bit, but it's not really doing much for the pain, but it is helping. It doesn't make me want to just constantly cry. It's been a very, very bad. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am. Build every day. Good to see you. Trying, I love it. I love what I do, and that's what sickens me. So, it's just, I don't like it because I want to be with my students right now. So give me this, I want the surgery so I could go to class and just, you know, use a few people as demonstrators, you know, and just, it'll be cool because I'll get to like actually pick out details and see who shows, you know, I get to really pick it apart. Now, good news is that, well, the day I got, before the MRI, the second day, the guy, the ortho said, oh, he's like, you pretty much, I think you tore your ACL too. And that gave me PTSD, anxiety times 1,000, because I had to wait till the next day to see if I had a torn ACL. Because if I have a torn ACL, that's a different story. That is recovery time, a lot of recovery time. And like I said, I want to be rolling in my gi until I'm just dead. I'm done, until I can't do it anymore. You know, competing makes me feel alive. I don't compete for anybody but myself. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. Nobody should have to prove anything to anybody. I have to prove it to myself. I want to test my skills, and I know I've been at like 70% this whole time, and I feel kind of like this is a blessing in disguise, in the same, you know, the same line. But with all that, you know, you come with the mental aspect of it, and which, like I said, I'm gonna touch up on more once I get through this. So you know, just dealing with all of that is just a lot. But I'm trying to do anything because I need to be back on the mats. Now, again, no ACL tear. Apparently, I tore my right ACL a few times, and it healed as good as I could, they said. Again, I'm stubborn as hell, but I was younger and it probably healed. It wasn't they weren't bad tears, I don't think. There's no way, because I would have required surgery. But yeah, you know, I'm a small guy, I get smashed. But anyway, so with this being done, with MCL being attacked, PCL, he even said my knees are designed very weird. He's like, they're like stretched real weird. He's like, man, they just move like they aren't supposed to in a lot of ways. But he said your knees are healthy at the same time, which was great to hear. He said other than, you know, your meniscus being flipped over, he said your knees are pretty good, and that's awesome. But I mean, I've been crying years, and I've shed a few because I knew this was something serious, and I was just thinking, holy shit, recovery time. What if I'm out 6 months? What if I'm out 12 months? You know, that doesn't work with somebody like me, and that's where this is where it all has to come into play here with your mind and how you deal with it. So with all that being said, like I'm gonna get into that, but with all that, my surgery is Wednesday, this coming up Wednesday, 7 a.m. Gotta be there at 6. They're cutting out the meniscus. They said it's not a long procedure at all. Recovery time won't be horrible if I take care of it, and if I do the physical therapy like I'm supposed to. My goal, like Master Worlds, is in November. That's what I've been training for, but oh God. But the first things first is I need to make myself healthy for my students. I gotta be there. You know, I have a lot of people competing. I miss them like crazy. You know, when I go to a tournament, I'm only gone 2-3 days, and I'm back. I know they're there. So the thing in my mind was, if I have to be missed 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, I'm gonna have to show up there with a big cast on my leg and use 2 people and show the techniques. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, I got Professor Keith covering for me. I got Jack covering for me. So we always we're gonna have somebody cover. Professor Alex doing a great job for the morning. You know, but it's after this surgery, like if it goes good and if they're telling me how it's supposed to be with the meniscus, I should be teaching by next week or the week, you know, or the week after. I might not be able to make the movements myself, I think, but you know, in a few weeks, I think I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, that's what they say. Right now, if I like in my mind, I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna do jiu-jitsu again. That's just how bad, like the pain and just the way the knee is, and like thinking about holy shit, you know. But at the same time, I want to go back to the blessing in disguise, because my back, I did something to my back. I destroyed my wrist. Like it started catching up to me with the cutting weight, with the constant rolling. When I cut weight, I gotta train twice a day. I have to lose weight, and even if I'm just flowing or rolling, I'm still rolling, and that did not help the knee. You know, obviously it did not help the knee, but you know, everyone's been great with it at my school, understanding the comments, the messages I've been getting, people making me food, just, you know, all you guys have been great. Just awesome. Maeve gets to come in, little baby. Max and Brenna's little one, she brought her in just to make me smile. Later that class on Thursday night, I went to the gi class, and she brought a little Maeve there to make me smile, and pasta and meatball, or pasta and chicken. So, you know, and then I get messages from everybody. Tyler, hey, what do you need covered? Brian, what do you need covered? Like, you know, everybody's on it. Everybody's all good with that, and that's a blessing to have at a school, and that's how you know you have a family, because this shit, and this stuff happens. But I think I dodged a huge bullet by. I don't want to that's why I want to get the surgery, because it's so, like, if I like twist it wrong, I feel like I'm gonna tear everything apart. Right now everything's intact. Let's just make it to Wednesday. Yes, let's just make it to Wednesday for the love of creations. Just want Wednesday to be here. What's up, Steve? Steve-O. I'll be PTing, well, no, I won't be PTing you guys next week, but I'll be PTing you guys the week after. So yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. I don't care. You know, I'm already excited to roll and come back, and I'm not even close to being there yet. But so, all right, how it relates to PTSD. So in my earlier videos, I would talk about how jiu-jitsu obviously has saved my life. I probably wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu. It means the world to me, and it distracts my mind. You know, when you have PTSD, there's different levels of PTSD, anxiety, you can mix that all in, depression, you can mix that in. You could either let that defeat you, meaning, or like people will just drink it away, drug it away. I train it away. And then I think I know that's the right choice, is to train it away. It doesn't go away, it doesn't cure it, but when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you're getting choked out, you kind of can't think about anything else. You have to stay where you are at, and that's the hard part about PTSD, is especially if you get triggered, your mind can't get off of that one thing, so you can't focus, and then that leads to worry, and then that leads to overthinking, and that leads to bullshit. That leads to a lot of bullshit. Very, very important for you to kind of have a plan on what your plan of attack's going to be. If you're getting hurt, you gotta think about, okay, I get it, you have this routine, but if you are not, you have to understand that if you get hurt, you gotta have another plan. You gotta have a good environment. You gotta have people around you. You gotta have people that will help you just mentally to get through it. And there are people that are helping me. I got a master gunnery sergeant over in Cali. It's crazy because when you're enlisted, you're a corporal, you're a sergeant, you can't talk to them, like, don't talk to them, you can't talk to them, but now, guess what, they're real people. Higher rank doesn't mean that they're mentally better than you. Like, everybody has battles, and it's great to have somebody that's been in that long and been through a lot, lost a lot of Marines and stuff, but he goes through it. He has PTSD, and this saves him, helps him, and all over the country. How many does this actually help veterans? How many does it help people that have had bad trauma? So instantly what goes off in the mind is, okay, You got a tear. You cannot train jujitsu. You got an injury. Bam. It goes instantly to dread. Dread, dread, dread. You feel those demons that kind of been tucked away start to come popping out right away, like F you type stuff. Like, okay, we're gonna attack you now because the thing that you love, you're not gonna be able to do. So we're gonna make you panic. And that's exactly what was going on. Like it just got so crazy where I told the day it happened, when I went right to the chiropractor, he looked at my leg. He wasn't gonna touch me. Like he didn't want to touch me to make it worse. That's when he said go straight to the ER. But I'm like, can't you just try to pop it back into place so I could compete? I was supposed to compete today. Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Hurts my heart. I've never pulled out of a competition. I remember in an MMA fight, I couldn't throw a jab because this big ass bone is right here. I got dumped on it 5 days before a fight, and I couldn't throw a jab, but I had to fight. You know, I don't, what the hell, collarbone or whatever. But I don't like that. Once you sign your name up on the list and you're there to compete, you should compete. But injuries are gonna happen though too. Now the severity is what people have to learn. You know, because basic injuries, everyone's gonna have aches and pains. Guess what? You're gonna sprain your fingers. You're gonna sprain your toes. You might dislocate a toe or finger. You're gonna hurt your elbow. Your elbow will be popped eventually. Your shoulder is gonna be popped eventually. But it's not gonna be horrible. Okay, it's just stretching your ligaments, and it all depends on if you tap or don't tap. Like, don't be an idiot. Don't be me all the time. Again, you have different. If you do jujitsu for self-defense and fun, there's no reason for you to try to kill somebody or try to lock on. Like if you're in an armbar like this and somebody is, and you know you're stuck, why even try to fight out of that? Just whatever, tap. Like I'm good at tapping. It's my best thing in jiu-jitsu is I'm good at tapping, and then you start the next round. I mean the next match, you know. But no, you can't. The reasons of why I've been injured have been egos. Like when I've torn my groin in half, that was because of I didn't want to tap, and because I was going hard, and I was like, no, I don't want to get tapped in this position. Go ahead, shoot me some questions, everybody. If you be listening, go ahead and share this video. I don't know if they allow you to share it. Yes, it does allow you to share it, I think. Let's get some people, more people to watch this thing. Yeah, so when I'm just trying to go deep in my mind, like what I was thinking about when I first. I knew this was serious, so I remember it was Thursday. I was getting a MRI, and I just remember I had tears running out my eyes the whole time, just because I was like, oh my God, this is it. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do jiu-jitsu. I'm not gonna be able to teach jiu-jitsu, or like I'm gonna lose my cardio, I'm gonna lose my skill, like everything goes to black. Everything was like, oh my God, what do I do? How am I gonna relax? How am I gonna breathe? How am I gonna get my stress out of me? How am I gonna do this? So all those questions are going off in your head, and you feel defeated. And that's exactly how I honestly, I still do feel defeated, and I feel like a failure because I'm not at my school. So that's what goes through my mind right now. You know, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm letting everybody down. Just it sucks. It really sucks. But at the same time, that's just why you gotta fight your demons. You know, you have to have that supporting cast. You know, I live by myself. It's really tough to do anything right now. I just need any type of positivity. Once I'm out of pain, I'll be hanging out with at people's homes. It's rough. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's rough when you have that obsession with something that you need to get rid of those demons or keep them at bay. Thanks, Steve. I know all you guys are asking to help me out. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I said that. I wish I said that. My refrigerator's depressing. I do have some frozen meals from Fuel Meals. Those are the guys that supply my food for right now. But that's about it going through there. But the thing is with PTSD, anxiety, I'm lumping it all up. When you don't have jujitsu, when I don't have that schedule, I need that schedule. I need to be busy. Is when it's just demoralizing to you mentally, because there's like questions like, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? How you gotta try to stay in the moment. You gotta try to stay day by day. You gotta, like me, what am I gonna, I can't do it now. I know I can't do anything else till Wednesday. Okay, I went the whole damn day yesterday. The whole day before. Oh, shush. The whole day before. Just, it's been a crappy 2 days. So it's not worth it, okay? We got the surgery planned. Nothing I could do. I just have to talk to good people. I have to watch funny stuff. I have to just not keep thinking about how it could be worse, or I'm not going to think about how long recovery time is right now, which again, it's not going to be too long, and knock on wood, is if everything goes okay. I don't know how my knee's going to feel afterwards, like later on, is it going to be even stronger? But knowing that it's going to be back and I might be able to train hard again, like to get ready for tournaments is going to make me happy, because you can't train hard every day when you get older. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I mean, I do, but not enough. Meaning, like, I'm talking about best guys that you have to go against, and you just have to go against them, and you go hard. You go a good 70, 80%, because when you're at that advanced level, you could go that hard, and then you don't risk a ton of injury because you know the move. You know every move for the most part. You know when to tap if it's horribly, you know, and that's what you need to do good in competition. You got to train hard to compete. You can't do what I did. You can't just rehab roll and then compete. But again, that's what I did to keep me sane, and to again make me feel human again. Like being on that podium, it's an awesome feeling. Getting your hand raised, I needed that. And then after the two, now it just got taken away from me again. But you know, it could be a blessing in disguise. So when it relates to the mood changing and you know, it's tough, because I know my mood is different, because obviously for many reasons. The only people I really see are the people I teach. those are you guys and are my people, my friends, my students, but a lot of you guys are my friends. And just logging on here. So the how to not feel defeated, that's the question, and I didn't want to put a lot of thought into it until I did this video, because I feel like it's a good and perfect timing for it. Was, again, I could sit here and pity and just know or think all but negative thoughts, but you can't do that, because that's just going to make stuff worse. And luckily I have people to help bring me back when I start to slip that way. My body needs rest. Okay, my body needs rest. My body has needed rest for probably years. So having a few weeks off, 4 weeks off, you know, maybe that's what I needed. I don't know. But it isn't easy at all. And you know, I'm very biased when I see people quit, or I hear people say, oh, I don't have time to train jujitsu, or, you know, and it could be Muay Thai, just, you know, everyone's passion, or whatever, or boxing, or water polo, I don't care. But it's, you know, you see these professional athletes, the football player, like, you see them in tears. If they know they have a severe injury, a lot of them, those guys, they tear their MCLs, ACLs, you're done for a whole year. And that hurts. If you see somebody that is just losing emotionally, crying, or hurting, you know it's because they love what they do. They love that sport. They need that sport. They need that mental clarity. Because what do people do? They sit at home and watch TV, don't watch the news, but that's what people do. I can't be that person, again, because that's what it was during the beginning of lockdown 2020. I could not deal with that. Not too many people could deal with that. So it's kind of the same things as to you, like if you have PTSD, a lot of it comes with social anxiety, and this is how I tell Marines, Army, you know, whatever, veterans, to get into jiu-jitsu by going into jiu-jitsu. Go. You have to show up, right? So now that if you are showing up and then you have an injury, how you gonna beat that hurdle? And that's, like I explained earlier, you gotta try not to close people off. You know, talk to people that understand you. Talk to people that are on your side. You know, I have a very small circle, but that circle is very huge to me. And that's what's going to get me through this, which, again, if it was a year, you know, then it would have been a year. Okay, luckily it's not. But it's very, very, very important that you don't let your demons take you over. And because I had people ask me, what does that mean when you say your demons will take over? I'm like, you don't want to take the majority of the demons. You want to just keep the demons at bay as much as you could. What I've been battling today since I've been up and thinking about this video, like I go back and forth. I go to some dread, and then I go to, okay, stop. But then I feel that depression kicks in, like, but then you can't think about it. And that's the thing. You can't think about it. You gotta do what you can to stay busy. The only issue with that is if I can't do shit. And I want to do stuff. I want to clean. Just want to do something, I want to do stuff. And right now it's just so painful. I can't right now, not yet. Day after surgery, I don't know how I'm gonna feel with my leg, but I guarantee I lift. But again, I can't let it beat me. I just can't. Why am I gonna let something beat me that, it's something I've been doing for like 14 years. I can't let this kick my ass and just let me go in a deep, dark tunnel. I think the panic is gone, because you at this point you can't do it. You can't do nothing else. That's the hardest part. You can't do nothing else. One thing that helps me is when I feel the dread is I think about people that aren't here, who aren't in front of a video camera right now, being able to talk about this, being able to make a video, a YouTube video. So things could always be worse. You have people locked up in hospitals right now, in beds. That's got to give you a little bit of confidence and a little bit of warming to be like, okay, this isn't the end of the world. And it's not the end of the world, but that's what, like, me, at least with having PTSD, when I think of that, it just, boom, it's like a bomb goes off in my head. Because I definitely, it creeps in your mind like, okay, my life is over, right? Basically. That's where it went to right away for the first day, was my life is over. No, my life isn't over. My knee is over, but that doesn't mean my life is over. And like the Master Gunnery Sergeant told me, you don't hate your life. You hate your old ass knees, but you don't hate your life. And it's true, I don't hate my life. I'm very upset. I'm very angry. I'm hurt. My heart hurts. But I know I'm going to come back. And what's really disappointing to me, I have people competing for the first time, and I can't even roll with them. That stings. It stings a lot. I don't like that I feel like I can't be there for my students. But I'm gonna do what I can to make them ready and do what I can while being smart, as good as I could with it. It's po-po. Coming for you, Freedom. She's going crazy. It's like, it's crazy because you're like, okay, well, first you got to combat PTSD by getting into something that you love, getting into something you enjoy, letting that aggression out. and then it's like instantly, bam, it's taken away from you again. It's like, what the hell? And that's what and that's what this is about. It's not the end. It's not the end. People use stuff like this for excuses. It's like when COVID happened. People are like, oh, I don't have to train jiu-jitsu anymore. And they need that one reason to kind of give them mental clarity or something they put in their mind to be like, okay, I'm okay doing this now. Like I don't have to feel bad for quitting because COVID's there. COVID's rapid. I could die from it, blah, blah, blah. Same thing for injuries. Someone could get injured. Someone gets hurt on their finger. Like, well, I can't train anymore. There's no point to train anymore. I'm injured. You definitely can't let that happen. But a lot of people with like PTSD, mental health issues, if we do this for relief, we don't want to quit. We're not going to quit. And I just know how good it is for people, and I wish everybody knew it. Everybody, I wish, had that same mentality, but that's just not how it works. Because I think it's such a healthy outlet. And it's just such a family building thing. Whether it's, like you said, and whatever your passion is, which it should only be jiu-jitsu anyway. But, look at the, man, I look at the fighters. I'm not saying they all been through war and all that, but, know the tough lives. But when Anderson Silva, they shatter their calves and they shatter their knees, they're just bones, and they're, oh man, nasty injuries. But they, and you never know, you could have a career-ending injury for forever, where you can't compete again. And that's the hardest thing I could see for a lot of the fighters that love it. When they have to retire, they hate that shit. That's why you see guys like the Chuck Liddells, the Anderson Silvas, all my favorite fighters back in the day, they just took too much damage, but it's that hard to get away from something that you love. But at the same time, guess what? They could teach. If they're still able to train, you're still able to train. I'm not done competing unless they say I am done competing and I can't compete. But again, I know it's not going on forever. So, but again, I do it for me. I love it. Makes me feel like alive. I need that adrenaline. I need to work hard for something. I need to have something planned. I have to. I believe everybody should have to. But so you have to distract yourself a lot, and that's something I'm gonna have to do, is distract myself. Okay, like you said, you can't change what happened. Okay, the only thing you could do is kind of change your mood, control your mood, control those stupid thoughts. Put them in good thoughts. Man, I love you too, Micah. Man, that's one of my boys. Him and I got into MMA at the same time in 2000 and, what was it, Micah? 2005, 2006. Him and I were training partners. Oh, we would go at it. He was such a good 2006. Holy shit. Yeah. such a good fighter, this kid, and such a good, um, just very smart. I just remember him being so strong, and we were the same weight class. And I want him to come out here and train with us, and I want to come out there and train by him. He was in the Marines with me. He gets it. He gets it. You know, he probably got into fighting too because of Iraq and the military. So, you know, getting somebody like that telling you they got your back and stuff is what keeps you going. That's that strong supporting cast. You can't just hide. You can't just hide. You can't go drink. Don't go drinking. Don't go drinking hard alcohol. Just, oh, I'm depressed. My life sucks, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what? Life is gonna suck. Life's gonna kick your ass, because you know what? You wake up, you're alive one day, and then guess what? You die. People die. Like love my grandma, you know, she was a month shy of 103. And that's been another part of this where PTSD and loss doesn't go well together, because a lot of the PTSD is because of loss. It's just, all of this has been just shitty timing, because I have to go say goodbye to my grandma like this, you know, and that it really sucks. And I pleaded with them to please just give me surgery before the funeral. No, you know, and especially if it's a 20-minute surgery. Oh God, man. But so, again, you can't let that creep in. So I've been talking a lot to my grandma up here, just telling me, please get me through this. But it's funny too, in a way, because it's very weird. Very weird timing. So I'd always call my grandma Rolling Thunder, because I lived in the basement for a while, and my grandma doesn't sit still. She's stubborn. Well, obviously, I wonder where I got that from. And I would hear her on her damn cane and walker at like 3, 4 in the morning, boom, 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 like checking the doors, walking around, getting water, seeing what it's like out there. And that's at 100, 101 years old she was doing this. So now I'm on crutches, and when I walk, I just picture myself making the same noise, and it's just, I don't know, it's funny to me that I'm on crutches right after she passes. But I think she's telling me it's a sign. Hey, how about you rest, idiot? But my grandma always asked when I came home from tournaments, last year even, she was like, how'd you do? Where'd you go? I'm like, yeah, miss her. I'm gonna miss her really bad. You know, and that's a reason why you can't feel defeated too, because you can't do pity parties. Okay, I have to be strong for my school. I gotta be strong for my students. I gotta be strong for me. I've had a few people see me at some weak moments since Wednesday. That's okay. We're all human. So I'm gonna read what Micah wrote. PTSD is huge. The Jiu-Jitsu family helps. The rank structure and earning our place in Jiu-Jitsu helps us with a sense of belonging. I find it always need one battle to fight to distract. Exactly. He gets it. It is. It's a battle to distract us from the bullshit that's in our minds. Rank structure's huge. And and this goes back to, like, say, you know, you got a lot of traditional jiu-jitsu people, you got the old school jiu-jitsu people. Sorry, I'm just messing with my knee, trying to put some CBD and all that crap on it. Hi, Freedom. She tired. She's had a rough. She's had a rough one getting all those compliments at the hospitals. Um, but yeah, so I love the traditional aspect of jiu-jitsu because it's kind of like our rank. There's structure. You know, it kind of pisses me off when I see all the people in jiu-jitsu, a lot of people nowadays, like the new jiu-jitsu or whatever, I don't know, or people are, a lot of people forget about loyalty, they forget about, you know, they don't understand how big of a bond that it is to be overseas, getting blown up and risking your life next to somebody every freaking day, while maintaining that structure, while maintaining, hey, I gotta call you sergeant, I gotta call you staff sergeant, I gotta be respectful to you as much as I can. I mean, in Iraq, shit, we got into fights all the time, but you had to respect the rank. And that's what's important. You needed the discipline, you needed the rank, because if you don't have that, if you don't have structure, you have a mess. You have a pile of shit. Okay, and a lot of these people in jiu-jitsu now they think it's a big pile of shit. You know, like, it's not. It's like it's a family. You find a home. That's your home. You know, I don't care. Like if someone's putting in the effort to teach me, and teach me ways, not just in jiu-jitsu, like help me out, why the hell would I go anywhere else? You know, and that's just how it was with the military. And I'm sure these guys could tell you, we're a different breed. We're different because we've been through a lot more. Like I hate the new age, a lot of the new age jiu-jitsu crap, to be honest with you. I don't think that you should be strict and crazy strict and as crazy as they were back in the day, where it's like, what is it? Yeah, like, oh, the Criante or whatever. But there's a reason. There's a reason why you have structure. There's a reason why you have an instructor in a school. You know, and that's why I'm very glad you brought that up to me, Micah. That's a huge thing for just the traditional part of structure, or professor, or instructor, or sensei, whatever it may be. You have goals to go towards as well. You know, and with injuries, that doesn't mean your goals should just go away. It just means that it's just going to take longer. A goal isn't meant to be. If you're doing goals in a day or two, then I don't think those are goals. I think those are just, I don't know what the hell those are. But you know, you could have a ton of goals. My goal today could be, I don't know, I want to gain a pound. That's a goal, so I'll just eat a pizza or something. You know, those are little goals, but I'm looking at big picture goals. I'm looking at, I want a huge gym. I don't ever want to be a corporation. Never, never, never. I hate corporations. I'm not saying I hate corporations, because we all need corporations, unfortunately, but I hate the power of corporations. I hate that there's a lot of greed, and stuff, you know. So you gotta, you know, that's all, man, that's all part of it. It's all part of this stuff. But yeah, Micah, you brought up a good point that I could talk about forever, but it'll take me off of the topic. But no, I like the traditional aspect of everything. But at the same time, you know, you got to do what's best for you. you know, yeah, you gotta do what's best for you. You can't be too crazy and be like, oh, you can't go train there, you can't go train there, you can't do that, you can't do that. You know, there's just different ways around it with that and stuff. Because when I did MMA, I never learned jujitsu from anybody else. Why the hell would I learn jujitsu when I was learning from a world champion anyway? But that's where it becomes an iffy line. You know what I mean? Like you can't be doing that. You know. But I was learning wrestling from other people. I was doing stand up from other people. That's different. I wasn't in a gi. I wasn't lining up and bowing to another instructor. And with all that being said, that kind of just shows where you are mentally into the jiu-jitsu community. I think a lot of people need to go back on the old school basics and read and learn about jiu-jitsu before they make certain decisions. Because ultimately those decisions might kick you in your ass in the long run. You know, PTSD. You don't have to be a combat veteran to have PTSD. You don't. And that's just saying trauma. You could just have horrible anxiety and need to do jujitsu. You might be a I don't know what the hell. Like a perfectionist. Shit, I can't think right now. Like obsessive compulsive disorder, like just stuff like that. You need to be told sometimes what to do. You need to have that structure. As we're still talking, Micah said, structure and respect helps have a sense of belonging and earning. Veterans often struggle. I think we are used to having 5 people all willing to bowl, swim, party, whatever we want to. It's a brotherhood. It's exactly a brotherhood. And the sense of belonging is huge. And I'm very welcoming like that because I want everybody to belong, to know they belong there. I don't want anyone to feel out of whack at the gym. You gotta make people feel welcomed. And we all do a very, very, very good job of that. Yeah, we do. As veterans, we do struggle. We struggle to fit in. Especially in this, because our views are different than others, you know, and it's like you said, the whole structure and the brain can, you know, it's respect. That's the thing with what Micah, what you said. Respect. My students, the respect is kind of everything. I gotta respect my students. They need to respect me. It's simple. Respect is a huge thing. And people don't get that. People don't understand the respect part. Because in the Marine Corps, if you disrespect somebody, you're going to get your ass kicked. If you're from different areas, if you disrespect someone, you get killed. You know, and that's extreme, obviously, but it's important to have that respect and have structure and have knowing who's above you. Doesn't make them better than you. That's not what it is. And that's the problem with people have egos where they think, oh, they think it's better than me. No, this is just the structure, man. Every jobs have structures. But I'm also gonna talk to you like a damn human being because you are a human being. I'm nothing special. I've been through a lot of shit, but all of us have been through a lot. Some up more than others, you know. But that's why you stick with this. You gotta. What the hell? Stick with it. Don't tell me you don't have time to train. That's just, you know, those are easy excuses. Easy excuses. I see right through it. It's, you know, I hear it unfortunately too much. And I haven't even been a gym owner for a long ass time yet. You know, I think this is just the beginning of seeing some craziness. I've seen a lot of disrespect. I've seen a lot of bullshit happen during COVID. I've seen a lot of people jump ship. There's just a lot of shady stuff that a lot of people like veterans or military or people that have actually just a heart and an understanding of what it is to be a loyal person, and basically just the respect. You know, the more and more people disappoint me more and more. But for every disappointment you have from one person, you got like 20 other people that are great. And like I said, the supporting cast, I wish I could read the messages on the Instagram right now, probably just saying, awesome, good luck, blah, 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 I can't wait till you come back, you're gonna be back stronger, blah, 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 let's PT, like, let's do it. That's what's gonna keep those demons from coming in. And mentally, I think you got to have structure mentally, if that makes sense. You got to have structure in your mind. You have to have like a chain of command in your mind, like me. Instead of, hey, doom and gloom, I'm done. My life is over. Holy shit. I can't live life without jiu-jitsu. What am I gonna do if I can't teach? What am I supposed to do if I can't compete? What if I do? See, these are all questions. These are all craziness questions. Just let it happen. Okay, let stuff happen how it's supposed to happen. Because guess what? We can't control everything. We can't. There's just no way we could control everything. So I don't know. I know that I've seen some people get injured and they never came back. They used it to quit. But for me, I use it as determination to come back and be even better. And I think that's another way to get past these stupid demons, is that's how you got to look at it. Like, I'm going to be better and stronger than ever. So I think that's like the bottom line of that. There's not much more to talk about that at the end of, having the demons creep up. I'm trying to think of other things what I kind of tend to do, but and it's okay if it takes a few days to wake your ass up and be like, all right, it's not the end of the world, because there's a lot other stuff that is truly the end of the world. But it doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt. You could hurt. You could be sad. You could be mad. You could be hurt. Okay, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It's a hurdle. It's a roadblock. But you can't let it consume you. You can't let it consume you. And I'm not gonna let it consume me, because guess what? I still have my gym. I could go to my gym. I could walk in there, and I could watch people do jiu-jitsu, and I could even teach some jiu-jitsu possibly in a week already. But I'm gonna see everybody I'm excited to coach on the 26th. I got people competing. I'm excited. That's the shit that will keep you going too. You know, here comes a demon. Well, you know what? Screw you. I gotta coach these awesome people. So that just because I'm not competing, knowing that there's other people competing, that's what I want. I want to push them to be better. I want to push them to be in a situation where, jiu-jitsu could change your life. Get like this shirt says, keep showing up. You know, white belt, black belt. That's structure, and that means that black belt means a lot for many, many reasons. Many, many reasons. Make that fight the demons. Get that damn black belt. Put that your damn goal. You know, that's what I had as my goal. You know, you gotta fight for it. You gotta fight for everything. Yep, one of my students, Steve. He's active military. He's a great guy, and it said it changed him and changed his life. He loves jiu-jitsu already. You know, and that's why we do it. That's why you do it. Demons will lose. Demons will lose that battle if you're strong mentally. That's just how it is. And again, you have to have a good supporting crew. If you're that person with 50 friends, you know everybody, blah blah blah, I think that's not real. You know, you get that 4 people, 5 people, that's real. That's real connections. Because we all see it. There's a lot of phonies out there. There's people that are just nice to you and they pretend they're cool with you. You could keep those demons away easily by not talking to them. Those are bad demons of people. But I don't know. I know one of my buddies, Dylan, wanted on my YouTube. He messaged me on my last, what was it? I think my live video of saying you should do a video of, again, another PTSD, how it relates to jiu-jitsu. I've done older videos of jiu-jitsu and how it saved my life. So I kind of got into that a little bit today again, but I do have older videos of that. But again, the more that I do this sport, the more that I live every day, the more I learn about this. And this is a blow. This was a blow to me. This is a huge blow to me because of all the reasons why I talked about today. But I'm gonna get through it because there's people willing to just help me out. I do want the pain to go away. But, you know, and be stubborn too. Be stubborn, but a good stubborn. That helps demons go away. But don't let them win. Don't let them tell you what to do. Because they snuck on me real bad Wednesday, Thursday, yesterday in the daytime, and you know, dealing with the doctors and dealing with stuff you don't want to hear. But today's Saturday. Like I said, I'm supposed to be competed today. But in Idaho, I was excited to see potatoes. But at the same time, what could you do? You know, what could you do? You could push forward. That's what you could do. So, but yeah, I hope that kind of helps a little bit. Like I said, that's my situation as well, of what's going on. That's about it. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything more that you could do for relief, but you know, you could have other hobbies. That's something that's really important too, but I don't have many other hobbies. Um, I'd recommend if you do get hurt and you're not a school owner, blah blah blah, go to class, go watch, hang out. That's huge. That's huge. That's something I should have said earlier. You know, I'm just thinking of the brotherhood that the military was. Even though you couldn't stand some of your brothers and sisters at times, you know, they're gonna be there for you. You're gonna be there for them in the long run, but that's real shit. That's real. Okay, that's not that fake stuff. And I'm not. Trust me, that's not everybody in the military. But when you deploy, when you deploy with people and you see stuff and you see destruction, but you've been living with that. Now that's a little bit of a different situation. If you know, if you kind of get what I mean by that. Yeah, so, sorry, I'm just trying to log in. Yes, Mike, definitely. He says he loves watching and staying involved if he gets injuries, and that's how it should be. I will, let's see, well, my surgery is on Wednesday, so I can't go to the same day I get surgery. But yeah, I'm excited to watch the technique. You know, I'm gonna go watch. You know, you just gotta think about this stuff happens for reasons. You gotta look at the big picture of it too. Okay. Like I said, life's gonna slap you. Life's gonna kick you. And sometimes this is really gonna throw so much shit at you at once. You're just like, why? But that's, you know, that's what makes you who you are. That's what makes you strong. Yeah. But I do have a few, I have a few technique videos left out there that I'll be releasing soon. I do have a few more talking point videos I wanted to do this as a long live one. Because basically it helps me interact with you guys too. Like I said, interacting is huge because I'm not seeing you guys right now. So yeah, I'm trying to, there was a few talking points I wanted to do. I wanted to do a talking point video on how to, you know, as a white belt, how do you just go there and not use nothing but strength and rip people's limbs off, and how hard to go, and the do's and the don'ts, and you know, I'm gonna do that as a talking point video. And then whatever you guys want, just give me a holler. But I'll keep you guys posted if anything is going on once I find out more and more. But like I said, as of now, surgery is Wednesday, and this coming Wednesday, I'm very excited to just get this over with. I just cannot wait for the pain to be gone with. I'm ready for the rehab, to start kicking the rehab's ass. You know, and that's another thing, you know, screw the demons, because I have a goal right now, is I'm gonna be better. I'm going to get strong. I am gonna kill it, you know, and so that doesn't leave any time. for demons. But again, I'm gonna try my best to stay busy, at least with communicating with people. You know, and that's what everybody should do. They need somebody, especially if you live alone, especially if you like being self-isolated a lot. You know, you have to have somebody there for you. You know, and I got a good group of people here for me. So hopefully, you know, I don't know, hopefully somebody needed to hear this too. Talking about it helped me, because I can't just say something and not do it. Or else that's some fake stuff. You know, I do this too, the videos, for a reminder too, for myself. Like if I put up some stuff on Instagram, like I see quotes, it's because that's, you know, sometimes I'm talking about certain people, sometimes I'm talking about certain situations, sometimes I'm talking about absolutely nothing, but sometimes I'm talking about how to motivate me. Real quick, this Avexia pain reliever balm. It is 100 milligrams THC, 100 milligrams CBD. It's pretty good for pain relief. I'm liking it. It like kind of numbs it a little bit. It does pretty good there too. It's not bad. And then I put my Cannabody on top, wherever. Nah, it's up there. I'm not walking to get it right now. I'm gonna park my butt here. And again, when injuries happen, guys, take care of them. This is a huge thing. KT tape, it works. It seriously works. I don't know why it works, but it works. No, it's good. You know, because the more you gotta keep everything as stable as it could be. Especially if you're crazy like me and you want to train, you gotta make sure it's as secure as it's gonna be, because you don't want to really F it up. Like if I wasn't wearing all those knee pads and stuff, who knows? I could have destroyed my ACL, my MCL, my you never know. You know, so that stuff is very, 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 very important. And again, surround yourselves around good people. If somebody disappoints you, kind of hurts you a little bit, especially at times when you're going through stuff, you know, you can't take it personal, but you got to understand you know, you got to let them just be their own people. And you got to know that, again, you have like 10 good people for every one person that does you wrong, you know. So, you know, with all that being said, I think I explained enough about it, and because I know, you know, we know PTSD sucks. We know mental health sucks. So getting it stripped away, getting something that's taken away, it stings. You know, it's like, I don't know if it's like, but it's probably like heroin addicts, whatever. Like if you take it away cold turkey and you know mentally like you can't get it or something, I'm sure that's, you know, that's gonna be jacked up. So just, I put that as, because jiu-jitsu is my main drug. That's the only real drug I really ever want. So again, thanks for everybody that is helping me. Just incredible. Like I said, Marissa is unbelievable. It helps me so much. Max, Chad, Jack, Brenna, Tyler, Maeve. I mean, I should just name my whole academy, but, you know, Just all you guys have been great. Just train, damn it. Just keep training. Don't not go just because I'm not there for like a week. But I'll be there next week for y'all's. But yeah, hopefully some of the veterans watching this, just, again, it's not the end of the world. I mean, even though I felt like it for a few days, now I'm ready for the next chapter, and I'm just gonna be better. It's just gonna how it's gonna be. So, all right, thanks for listening. If you guys could give this a like, share it, please. Just rewatch it, even if you watched it live, if you can. Just help me out. I appreciate it. At the end of this video, guys, hit the bell button next to the subscribe, so every time I post a video, you guys get alerted on it. You guys can go like it right away, and watch it, please. And then, let's see. Yep, check out Top Mount Apparel. If you guys want anything from there, Sickness 10 is gonna give you a discount. And on the website, they got Pharaoh Academy gear now. So if you want any Pharaoh Academy gear, go on. There's a specific link on their page for that. And again, go if you want some gyros. Man, I used to love that food so much when I was younger. I remember eating that. My mom loved gyros, but gyros, it's hard to pronounce. They're like, can't pronounce it right. My website. Yes. Pharaoh Academy, BJJ.com. Check out the website. We're working on it. My boy Steve is helping me out with it. So we keep adding stuff. We're open 7 days a week now. We're just adding classes. So it's awesome. Let's see. So thanks, Steve, for reminding me. Lisa, thank you for doing this. Very inspirational as an importance of mindset and grit when life throws you for a loop. Thank you for that, by the way. And actually, yesterday, one of my thanks, Micah. Thank you for watching, man. Like, because you know what it's like to not be able to do this and being injured or something. And I'm sure you feel basically the same way I feel. So you just watching this and interacting with me makes me feel great. I appreciate it. But so real quick, at Loyola yesterday at the ER, they were about to not even tell the ortho or short of ortho, like if I needed the emergency surgery like today, or yesterday. One of my friends called the hospital and was not yelling at the nurse, very respectful, but talking to the nurse, asking a million questions. So then they finally gave the doctor to talk to her, and she was able to get them to go to the ortho doctor and show them the information. So that was really cool that I have people that have my back. And again, for every bad person you have that goes through your life, because you're not going to stick with somebody that's going to be an asshole to you. You always have 10 to 20 good people. And that's another reason why there's no reason for the demons to win. Just because you can't do something you love right now doesn't mean it's over with. But Yeah, so thanks for anything. Just making sure any more questions. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the likes. It means a lot. If you guys anybody want any videos or talking points on a specific topic, put it underneath the comments. And that's how I kind of got this idea from Dylan to do another one, because he wanted to know more about the PTSD and stuff, and I kind of used it along with the injury, because that now it just makes complete sense, because, you know, there we go again. But yeah, so thanks again, guys, and go ahead and share, like, all that fun stuff. Thank you.